and welcome to Roanoke County Today. I'm Teresa Hall, Roanoke County's Public Information Director. We have a variety of segments to share with you this month. We'll say goodbye to the longtime director of Roanoke County's Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Department. Plus, we'll tell you about a new public service campaign by the police department to cut down on drinking and driving here at the holidays. Hope you'll stay with us. Roanoke County's longtime director of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism will retire December 31st after 18 years with the county. At that time, Doug Blunt will become director of the department. For this segment, we wanted to take a look back at Pete Hayslip's career with the county and also take this opportunity to introduce Doug to our viewers. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us. And, you know, Pete, it's just hard to imagine Roanoke County Parks and Rec Department without you. You've been here for 18 years. Right. That is such a long time, and you've accomplished so much. Why now?
Well, I mean, I've been in Parks and Recreation for over 34 years, so 18 here, obviously. And, you know, when I sat down with my family and we talked about it, there's a lot of things that I want to be able to do while I'm young, or still young enough to enjoy it and still have my health. Also, I think that, you know, the department right now is in very good shape. I know we're in a tough economy, but I think that the ability to do some of the things that we've been able to do over the years, right. It just felt right for me right now.
And it is all about timing, when you feel that the time is right.
Right.
And I know you were part of the committee that selected Doug to take your place and to lead the county forward. You know, you sat in on that committee. He has a lot of the characteristics that I think you like in yourself or like in staff. And tell us a little bit about Doug and why he was the right person for this.
Well, I think it's everything is about timing. I think in Doug's career with Prince William Park Authority, he had to go through a lot of the things a little bit earlier than what Roanoke counties have to go through now. Okay.
Now, Doug, it's December that we're taping, but you've actually, you started with the county back in August to sort of shadow Pete. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, Roanoke County has got so much to offer, and I've been really impressed with the facilities, impressed with the programs, impressed with the knowledgeable citizens that we have and their expectations of Parks and Recreation. And it's just been a wonderful opportunity to get to work with Pete, learn from Pete, learn the history of the department, and really set a foundation for where we hope to go in the future in providing Parks and Recreation services. And
you're actually a native of Roanoke County as well.
That's right. I grew up in the Benton area, been a native of the Roanoke Valley. This was such an opportunity to be able to go off and work in other areas for a number of years, but be able to come back home and to be able to serve the citizens in the community that I grew up in.
What are you going to remember, Pete?
Gosh, there's so much. I think, you know, Doug touched on a little bit. I think the supportive community, the citizens that I had the opportunity to work with,
so many,
whether it's in the rec clubs, whether it's in the other departments, just so many good people that really love and value Parks and Recreation. And that was something I think it was really important, and why I probably stayed as long as I did, because this community places a high value on Parks and Rec. Had a supportive board of supervisors, supportive administration, and you know, I really feel very fortunate that the 18 years that I was here it's all been very good.
And Doug has probably seen this already, but Pete, you couldn't have done any of it without your staff. You had a great way of picking the right people. Some were here in place before you got here, but you've picked a lot of them along the way too, and they've worked so well with you.
And that's important, because it's not any one person that makes things happen. It's really a team effort. But you know, again, great staff, but our partners in the community with our rec clubs and things. It really reaches, you know, encompasses so many different people.
It takes a village, you know.
It takes a village. But yeah, it's. You know, when I look back, there's so many positive things that we were able to do. Opening Camp Roanoke.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Brambleton Center, which was really the first, you know, community center, really public community center of its type, you know, in the Roanoke Valley. That was exciting. I think being part of the first greenway, paved greenway, you know, here in the valley at Garce Mill Park.
So
you know,
many firsts for you.
well, I mean, first for the Roanoke County,
for you, for
and,
the county.
and our department, and like I said, it couldn't have made it happen without a lot of support from a lot of different people.
And we're recognized so much for the parks and the fields too.
Right.
By far.
Right. And that's I think there's people don't realize that we were able to build. I counted them the other day because you start looking back over, but we built 31 new athletic fields, and that's such a feat. And just in trying to make that all happen and still keep things going, and all the parks that we've added and things. So it's a lot to be proud of.
And of course, we have to talk about the building we're in right now for this interview.
Right.
We're at Green Ridge Recreation Center, a signature facility for the county, and a lot of time, energy, dedication, commitment. You were a big part of that, Pete.
Right. Well, I mean, I believe in it. I believed in it when the idea came up, and I never let it go. And I'm really proud of our board. Mr. Hodge certainly, what he did to push work it through. But I think everybody realizes that people value the quality of life that Parks and Recreation brings. I think it's all about creating a livable community, and I think Green Ridge, no different than a greenway or a ball field or a playground. Green Ridge is just a large part of really building a livable community for when people like Doug go away and then they come back and geez, look at what a different community. I think a better community that we have.
He's left this a good place for you, Doug.
He really has. I mean, Pete has done an incredible job of building this department over the last 18 years. It is provides some unbelievable services, quality services to the citizens in all different areas between, as mentioned, athletic facilities and our community centers and our summer programs, the different adult and senior programs, our therapeutic recreation. I mean, it really is an unbelievable foundation to be able to walk into and have all of these quality things already in place for a recreation department.
But there's no question that Doug, as well as all our other fantastic staff, I'm not fooling myself. It's going to go to a whole nother level, and I personally am really excited, because I'm going to be around. I'm really excited about seeing what that next level is, and because I know it's going to happen. So.
Well, you have to have a foundation, and you have left that for Parks, Rec, and Tourism, Pete.
Well, like I said, it was. I was fortunate to come to Roanoke County at the right time. This community was ready to grow and move forward. Surrounding yourself with good people, and you move on, and so we were able to do that. That's exciting. It was exciting.
It was. Any plans for retirement?
Do a little traveling. Do some of the things that I like to do, and just really kind of I'm going to take 6 months to sit back and relax, and then I won't disappear from the scene. I'll be around. People see.
Right. So many of the times when we sit down and we do these interviews, we don't talk about the families that help support you through all this time. You've got, I believe it's 3 wonderful children, and your wife Becky, and I know they're going to be happy to have you around. And
I don't know.
Oh, they will be.
No.
But I know they're as proud of you and everything you've done for the county as the rest of us are. And best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. And thanks everybody for letting me be a part of this community.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you. And stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. The new South County Library, which is just behind us, is set to open in a matter of weeks. The new library will open in January, and here to share all the details, I'm joined by Diana Rosapep, Roanoke County's Director of Library Services.
Well, welcome to the brand new library.
Thank you very much. When I drove in for this segment, I'm just amazed by how much has taken place over the past couple of years.
Well, especially lately, we've speeded up everything, especially inside. You can see the furnishings are going in and the painting's done, the carpet's down. It's very close to being completed.
I think you had told me at one point you started work on this project about 5 years ago.
We did. The planning for it began 5 years ago. It was a big investment of time, but I think it's really worth it. And I think people are going to see that when it opens.
Now, for folks who aren't aware, this library actually replaces the 419 headquarters library, correct?
It does. It does. That library just was too too small and landlocked. We didn't have enough parking. We just couldn't do anything more with it. So it was time to move.
It was time for a new facility. And what will folks, when they show up here, I believe the opening date is January 3rd, what will they see?
Well, on January 3rd, we are going to have a dedication ceremony that'll begin at 10, but after that, the library will open to the public at 11 o'clock. And I think when they come through the doors, they're going to see a library unlike any they've ever seen before. It has a lot of services. It's a very high-tech library. It has a commons and information center to the left. I think people are going to be slightly amazed when they see it.
What I'm struck by is what you're describing is really a modern day library for Roanoke County, Roanoke Valley citizens.
It is, and as in the Roanoke County system at least, it's the first flexible library we've had where it can change as the times change. It's not locked into a certain format. Whatever the future of books and ebooks and other things may be, this library will be able to adapt and continue to serve the public for decades.
Well, I think people who show up then too, you'll be amazed by what the outside looks like as well as the inside.
Yes, the outside is a very striking building. We've had a lot of comments about the outside. It's very modern and contemporary, which is different for Roanoke County in a lot of ways, but when they go inside, you will see that carried through, but it's also, there's some very nice traditional touches in there. Nice woodwork and comfortable seating and a fireplace to sit by and read or study, whatever you'd like to do.
Eventually a coffee shop as well.
There is. Mill Mountain Coffee will be moving into the library to operate the coffee shop, and there are large meeting rooms and an auditorium and just lots of places you're going to want to be in. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, tell us a little bit for viewers who are watching, what's going to happen as far as the 419 library, the transition. I guess you'll have to close at some point in order to transfer all those materials over here.
That's true. The 419 library will close at 6 p.m. on December 16th, and we will be having a little cookies and punch reception to say farewell to the library. We'll be closed for 2 weeks and then open up over here. And during that 2 weeks, we'll move about 130,000 books, a lot of office supplies and furnishings. So.
Wow, do you think that's enough time? That is a lot to move.
It's a lot to move, and it's a lot to reestablish services at the new library, but we're on a breakneck pace, but we think we can manage it.
Yeah, I'm sure you've started behind the scenes doing some of that as well.
For about 9 months we've been working on the move.
So.
Yeah.
What is this time like for your staff that's going to be transitioning to this new facility after working in that cramped and outdated quarters for so long?
I think there's a combination of anxiety and exhilaration. They're a little worried about how they'll adapt to all this space. They're afraid they're going to be lost. We're thinking of GPS chips to find them. And but they're very excited. Yeah. Either that or little bells. I'm not sure which, but they're very excited about it, and I think they'll get over the anxiety the moment they move in.
Right, and then they're going to be tapped as a resource for Glenver because that's still on pace as well, correct?
It is. The Glenver project is still underway, and actually this library has served as a model for Glenver. Glenver will be a scaled down version, of course, but many of the same technology features will appear in that library too.
Well, I know you are super busy. Congratulations on this. Congratulations on the work that's been done and is going to be done for the Glenver Library. We always appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and to fill our viewers in on what's going on.
Well, we love to talk about libraries, so anytime you'd like to talk to us, we'll be here.
We'll be back in January. How's that?
Okay, that's a deal.
All right,
okay,
Diana,
look for you then.
Best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Roanoke County is a partner in a public service campaign known as Save-A-Ton. The campaign is designed to help the public save money through energy efficiency. Joining me now are two ladies who are active in helping to promote the Save-A-Ton campaign. They are Diana Christopoulos and Anne Marie Green. Ladies, thank you for taking the time to share some very valuable information with our viewing audience.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Anne Marie, let's go ahead and start with you. Tell us a little bit about the Save-A-Ton campaign and how it relates to the work that Diana Christopoulos is doing.
Well, last month we talked a little bit about introducing Save-A-Ton because we had just launched it. We're now really excited because we have been joined by the City of Roanoke and the town of Blacksburg, and we're reaching out to other local governments also. The idea behind the campaign is to help people save money by saving energy, and it's really twofold. The people that save money, certainly in this economy, they can use it. Right. Utility rates are going up constantly. At the same time, if we get every household in the Roanoke Valley to save a ton of carbon emissions through more energy efficiency, we'll save 100,000 tons valley-wide. So we're really excited about that. In addition to the local governments, we're also gathering partners, and one of our partners is Diana's group, the Cool Cities Coalition.
And Diana, I know one of the things that you like to do, you like to go out and give presentations, share information with the public, and you're actually going to share some information on ways folks can make smart choices when it comes to the choice of lighting for their home. And so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you right now to go ahead with your presentation.
Thanks, Teresa. Well, you know, if you've gone to buy light bulbs lately, it's incredibly confusing.
It is.
There are so many choices out there. And so as part of Save a Ton, we have a new program called Lighten Up, which is to help consumers understand what's going on with light bulbs. One of the good things that's going to happen is that starting January 1st, all of the new light bulbs that are produced starting January 1st will have to have a label on them, kind of like food labeling.
Labels, yeah.
You know, now you can figure out how much fat and so on and what kinds of fat. Well, with light bulbs, you're going to be able to tell how much light the bulb produces, how much it costs to operate it for a year, what the color of the light is, you know, is it soft white or some other color, and a few other pieces of information. Now, another way to compare, and we do this in our presentations, is to use this meter comparator.
Okay.
Where you can actually put different bulbs in here, and what you want to do is focus in on the little wheel down here, because the speed at which it's spinning tells you how much energy you're using.
Okay.
So these bulbs all put out, I'm going to show you 3 different bulbs, they all put out about the same amount of light. This is the traditional incandescent light bulb, and it's the 60-watt bulb, so it puts out about 800 lumens. So if I turn it on, oh, and by the way, I turned it off for a second. If you want to save money,
Okay.
the best way to save money is what I'm doing right here. Don't have the light bulb turned on. But let there be light, we need some.
So light for the presentation.
Yeah.
This here is the meter like you would see outside of your home.
It is, only now most of them are digital, but
Right.
we've got an old-fashioned one, and you can see it's spinning along pretty fast with this incandescent light bulb in it, which this bulb is costing about $1, let's say a little less, and lasts about a year. Now, I'm going to switch over to a compact fluorescent light bulb that puts out the same amount of light. It takes a little while to get its full brightness. And that's one of the things that people cite about CFLs. But it uses 13 watts. And you can see how it's slowed down. So that's pretty interesting. And this one will pay for itself in less than 6 months. It'd save you about $50 a bulb over the life of the bulb.
Well, that's great because some people are good at reading information and digesting what they need to know, and other people like to see things.
Yeah.
And so here you can kind of reach both audiences.
And one of the things people complain about is they don't like the light, but this is a nice soft white. This is very similar to the incandescent bulb.
It is, and when the new labels, when you look at the new labels, if you want soft white, you want 2700 degrees Kelvin on the scale, which is what is shown on the sample that I've got here. So this way you'll be able to pick the light that you want.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a new player though. This is called a light emitting diode, an LED. This is kind of a new bulb, and Consumer Reports has a new study they put out this fall that we actually distribute when we do our presentations. We got permission to reprint it. Same amount of light, a very bright bulb that comes on right away. It's so bright.
Yes, it is.
And you can see it's spinning very slowly. It uses 12.5 watts, so it's pretty much the same as the CFL. It's rated to last 22.8 years. It costs $25, so it takes it several years to pay for itself. It will pay for itself compared to this bulb. You can also dim this if you have the new dimmer switches. It's a dimmable light. I think all the LEDs work like that.
And again, the LEDs have such a blue light, but that has that yellow covering on it.
That's
And so
right.
Just, it makes it look nice.
Woo! Is that a bright
Well,
light?
that is a bright light.
But a fascinating presentation, very informative.
Thank you.
Now this is the type of information, Anne-Marie, that Save a Ton wants to promote.
Exactly. There are all kinds of things you can do around your house, little things that will end up saving you a lot of money on your electric bill. And the less electricity we use, the cleaner our air, the less carbon emissions there are. So that's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. And we're really thankful to have a partner like Cool Cities Coalition because they go around and do things that we just don't have time to do. So that's why we're hoping to recruit more and more people from the private
More
sector
partners
also.
like that, right. And the website, saveaton.org.
Saveaton.org, and we're also on Facebook. And as I mentioned last month, go on Facebook and like us.
Go on and like us, but more importantly, go on and share your personal stories or tips ways that you can save money as a homeowner.
Actually, there have been some very interesting conversations on Facebook, and it's well worth a look.
Oh, well, thank you, Anne Marie. And Diana, we're so fortunate to have you to be a partner with the Save a Ton campaign and to go out and to share information like this.
Thank you.
All right. And stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. The latest Parks, Recreation, and Tourism magazine is hot off the press. The magazine is put together by Scott Ramsberg, who's with Parks and Recreation, and is joining us now to give us all the details of what you'll find in this month's magazine. Scott, congratulations on another great job.
Thank you very much.
It's a lot of activities that are going to be going on through the winter season.
That's right. This magazine covers pretty much December, January, and February, and even part of March, with a wide array of options for youth all the way up through adults and seniors.
And there's one thing that you wanted to share with the viewers too through the month of December, and that's this sort of special gift card that you can make available.
Right. It's available. It's a brand new thing we've launched this December.
Okay.
It's actually a gift card available in any denomination, a plastic card that you can swipe at one of our recreation centers. And if you purchase it in December, if you buy $50 or more worth of a gift card, you receive a $5 gift card of your own to keep for free. So you could give it as a gift and really use that $5 to get off the program. They're available in any denomination and reloadable. So once you finish with what's on the card, you can put more money on it.
Well, it's the gift of recreation, really, you had explained to me earlier, and that's a fantastic idea.
Absolutely. We're so bogged down with gifts. And you have, I know I have people that just have everything under the sun. I don't know what to give them. And with Roanoke County, you can give the gift of recreation and an experience that they couldn't have otherwise. So it's a really unique gift.
Well, speaking about gift cards, there's another great promo that you wanted to share with us as well, too.
Absolutely. If you are interested in becoming a member at Green Ridge Center, you may want to take this into consideration. If you become a member in the month of December, you get a $20 gift card. We've just talked about the gift cards. You get a $20 card just for becoming a member. This is if you're a new member, you've never joined before, become a member, get $20. Also during the month of December, you can prepay for a 6 or 12-month membership and get 10% off the entire price that you're paying. Now that's a value of up to $90 if you prepay for a 6-month or a 12-month membership. And if you're not interested in membership, you may want to wait till January. We've got another promo then where you can get a 5 punch pass. This is a daily admission punch pass for just $25. So come in January and receive that promotion. So a lot of great things to keep in mind during the holidays.
A lot of great specials. All right. And besides just recreation, you can find other activities in this magazine as well.
Absolutely.
This time of year.
A couple I want to highlight. There's a new program for youth that we've got going on right here at Green Ridge Recreation Center on January 7th and January 21st. It's a new program called Weekend Warriors for Youth. So it's kind of like a full day of summer camp, except in the winter. We're going to be hosting this twice a month beginning in January. So check that out for grade school age children. A few other new programs. Caving, if you've a lot of great caving opportunities in the Roanoke Valley, but the past 2 years we couldn't offer the program because of the bat blight disease. People were encouraged not to go in the caves. So a full afternoon of lead expedition into caves available in this magazine. A couple other things, swimming lessons are very popular this year. We hold them on Saturdays here at Green Ridge, Saturday mornings, and also on Tuesday, Thursday evenings. So reserve your space quickly. Those are led by American Red Cross trained instructors, and it's great. This is for ages 3 months all the way up through adults or swimming lessons.
I was going to ask you that. It's really all ages then.
Right here at Green Ridge, start them young, and they'll never be afraid of the water. You won't be afraid to take them down to Smith Mountain Lake later on in the summer.
That's true. Well, another thing that I've always enjoyed about the magazine, you've got like little small stories that are throughout it. It's not the magazine from years ago. It's really kind of evolved over time.
Absolutely. We've changed over the years, and we're trying to add a little more human interest to our recreation publication. So you can browse through every area, areas such as athletics. We do a feature on one of our new instructor coaches. We have a travel section where we did a feature story on a travel experience that I had, and we have other writers throughout the course of the book that you may find interesting. So even if you're not interested in a program, pick up one of the recreation catalogs and you might just find something interesting to read as well.
Well, you get them out in the mail to households in Roanoke County, across Roanoke County. You can also find them at different locations too.
That's right. We're at public libraries. We're also at the Brambleton Center, and of course right here at Green Ridge Recreation Center. You can always pick up a copy.
And there's also a copy available online too.
You can visit us online at www.roanokecountyparks.com and check out all of that information online as well.
All right. Well, Scott, another great job on another great magazine. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, and stay with us. There's much more Roanoke County Today ahead. We all know the dangers associated with drinking and driving. Now a new public service campaign is serving as a reminder of those risks here at the holiday. Sergeant Tim Wyatt was with the Roanoke County Police Department and was instrumental in helping develop this new public service campaign to remind folks of those dangers here at Christmas and New Year. Sergeant Wyatt, I know that this campaign really folds well into the work that you do throughout the year, correct?
Yes, what we're always looking to do is reduce the number of alcohol-related crashes that are occurring in Roanoke County. We were successful with that in 2010. We had fewer alcohol-related crashes than we had in years past. We want to keep that trend alive, and we actually want to reduce our numbers even further. So we're always looking to do something differently. We always want to maintain a high level of enforcement through checkpoints and through saturation patrols, having multiple additional officers out trying to identify and apprehend impaired drivers. But now this year we were also looking to do something more with the social media, where we're trying to have a message that can grab people's attention and that they'll be more willing to spread and to share with others. And we think we've accomplished that with this new poster that we've created.
And you have proven through statistics that enforcement and messages such as the one that you developed with the county do work.
Absolutely. We actually try to include three areas, one being enforcement and one with education that we accomplish through both the media and through the schools, through private civic groups, just any opportunity, anybody let us come in and talk with them about the dangers associated with impaired driving. And then now with this social media, we're trying to reach another segment of the population out there and hoping that they can help spread our message.
Well, I personally think it's a fantastic campaign, and if you would just kind of talk people through, our viewers who are watching, talk us through the campaign and the message and how this poster was developed that is being shared through social media. I really like the message itself here.
Absolutely. It was something that we wanted to grab people's attention. Nothing personal, but we don't want to spend our holidays with you. That was the slogan that we wanted to use to initially grab people's attention and have them read further. And the further part down is don't drink and drive. This poster was created with members of the Roanoke County Police Department, the Roanoke County Fire and Rescue Department, because these are the people that if there is a crash involving somebody under the influence of alcohol, these are the very people that will be coming out there to handle the problem. And the simple fact is we would rather spend our time doing something else other than dealing with the effects that an impaired driver has had on our highways. And quite frankly, most of us are tired of knocking on a door here in the holiday periods and explaining to a family member that they just lost a loved one in a preventable motor vehicle collision involving alcohol.
Well, I think it's important that this is a local poster, and as you mentioned, you have actual rescue personnel, police personnel in this photo. It's not stock photography. These are the actual people who work the streets, who are out there trying to keep people safe. The idea is not to put you in jail. The idea is to keep you safe here at the holidays.
We would rather people make the right decision before they decide to drink alcohol. Have a plan in place before, have designated drivers, have a plan of someone else they can call to come get them if they have had too much to drink. We would want all that to be done before the fact because we don't want to have to deal with the aftermath of somebody who's made a serious mistake and a criminal act of getting behind the wheel of a car after having consumed alcohol. Very
good advice. And I also think something that's important that you've done is reach out social media wise. I mean, that's a proven way to communicate, and I think that's a fantastic idea. Have you seen some results with this so far?
I have. I've actually been quite surprised with how many people have shared this picture, and it's just spread throughout, not only in our community, but extended throughout southwestern Virginia. Apparently the phrase catches the attention, and if that's what it takes to get them to keep spreading the message, then so be it. The problem dealing with the enforcement and the attempted eradication of impaired driving is just having a sustainable message, and we hope that this helps to take care of that. Well,
I know your numbers of alcohol-related crashes have dropped not only across the state, but dropped here in Roanoke County, and I certainly wish you well going through the holidays this year.
Thank you.
That's all for this edition of Roanoke County Today. On behalf of all of us at Roanoke County and RVTV, we wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday. Hope to see you again in 2012.